All right, good morning. Big video today. Casual video, but a big video because I'm talking about the two most popular hotels in Punta Cana, by far. You have to be living underneath a rock if you have not heard about these two hotels. If you've gone to Punta Cana, you've heard about them, you've stayed at them, you've seen them, or you've at least looked at them online. I'm talking about Hard Rock and Barcelo Bavaro Palace. Now, Hard Rock, for the longest time, was the most popular hotel in Punta Cana, but it's recently been surpassed by Barcelo Bavaro Palace. And in this video, I'm going to tell you which one is the better hotel. Now, this is just the Cliff Notes. If you want my full experience videos, check the description below. Let's dive right into it. Let's start with location. Both these hotels are located in the best part of Punta Cana, which is Bavaro. It's the most electric part of Punta Cana. It's the most popular part. It has the most action. Now, Barcelo Bavaro Palace is located at the south end of Bavaro, and Hard Rock is located at the north end. These two hotels are separated by about 15 miles, about a 30-minute drive. So just because they're both in Bavaro does not mean they are in close proximity. Hard Rock is going to have the better hotels in the area, like Rio Republica, Majestic Mirage, Majestic Elegance. But Barcelo Bavaro Palace is going to be closer to the airport and closer to downtown. I personally prefer the area that Hard Rock is in because it's closer to the electric part of Bavaro, kind of where all the action is. But I do think that Barcelo Bavaro Palace is probably the better location because, again, it is closer to downtown and closer to the airport. Okay, next category is rooms, and for the money, I think Barcelo Bavaro Palace actually gives you a pretty decent room. I'll talk about value later in the video, but money aside, room for room, the category definitely goes to Hard Rock. The rooms are more spacious, they are more modern, they're more luxurious, there are more amenities, and plus they are in the process of being remodeled, which means they're going to be updated and upgraded from what you see in my video. In terms of restaurants and food, this one is not even close. Barcelo Bavaro Palace had probably the worst food I've had at any all-inclusive ever. It was the talk of the resort. If you need an icebreaker and you're going to that resort, just talk about the food and you will instantly make friends or comrades. The food at Hard Rock is not outstanding by any means. I think it's pretty average for an all-inclusive, but it's certainly better than what you're going to get at Barcelo Bavaro Palace. Next category is pools, and this one is interesting. Hard Rock should easily be the winner on paper. I think Hard Rock has 9, 10, maybe 11 pools. There's an adults only pool, there's a quiet pool. The pool scene at Hard Rock is pretty well done. But I'm going to give the category to Barcelo Bavaro Palace, surprisingly. The pools there were great. It's probably one of the best features of the property. They are beautiful, they are stylish, they are large. More than enough room to accommodate everybody on property. Even though Hard Rock had 8, 9, or 10 pools, they were definitely overpopulated. So for bars and nightlife, Barcelo Bavaro Palace actually does a pretty good job. Surprisingly well, considering it's a kind of generic family hotel. There is a sports bar, there's a disco, there's a cool lobby bar, piano bar upstairs. It's a pretty good effort overall, but really nothing's going to beat the Hard Rock in terms of bars and nightlife. That's what the hotel experience is predicated upon. There are bars everywhere, there are lounges, there are terraces, there's a nightclub. Hard Rock is pretty tough to beat in the bars and nightlife category. I'll tell you another category that Hard Rock Punta Cana is tough to beat in, and that is the beach. It's one of the best beaches I've ever seen in my life anywhere in the world. I actually can't believe a beach can be that beautiful. The stretch of sand is wide, it is long, the water is absolutely mesmerizing. It's spectacular. When I went to the beach at Barcelo Bavaro Palace, there unfortunately was a lot of seaweed. Now that could be seasonal or random, but even that aside, the beach is just nowhere in the league of what you're gonna find at Hard Rock. So Hard Rock emphatically wins in the beach category. So I can't believe this next one. I'm giving the crowd to Barcelo Bavaro Palace over Hard Rock. How is that possible? I don't know, but it's true. It definitely has the better crowd. It just has a better mix. It's just going to be a better overall mix. It's going to be young, old, couples, singles, groups, of course families, but at least there's a mixture of people as opposed to Hard Rock, which I found to be pretty much predominantly all families. These are the two most popular hotels in Punta Cana, so both are going to have fantastic activities and entertainment options. You're going to find daily activities, shopping, events, late night shows, and just overall entertainment at both of these properties. But I'm going to give the edge to Hard Rock. That's really what it's known for. Hard Rock you go to for the activities, the entertainment, and then of course the nightlife. It's just so hard to beat in that category. So even though Barcelo Bavaro Palace does a great job, I think the edge definitely goes to Hard Rock. And then, of course, after I say that, I'm going to seemingly contradict myself and give the energy, the vibe of the property, the feel of the property to Barcelo Bavaro Palace. And this one's a head scratcher. I'm giving the crowd and the energy and vibe categories to Barcelo Bavaro Palace. But the mood, the feel, the vibe at Hard Rock, I felt was just a little off. The property is a little disconnected. It really didn't feel like there's a lot of continuity there. The energy didn't flow. I didn't really catch a vibe at the Hard Rock property. Now, I'm not saying the vibe at Barcelo Bavaro Palace was mind-shattering or anything groundbreaking or life-changing, but it certainly was an uptick from what I experienced at Hard Rock. And that is a nice segue into layout. Layout's important. How easy is it to get around the property? I think layout is a highly underrated category. Some hotels are a nightmare to navigate and some are a breeze. It's actually a bigger deal than you think. The Hard Rock is a nightmare to navigate. It is absolutely painful. It's pretty much impossible to walk. Now, I walk the entire property because that's just what I do, but it will take you 25 minutes to walk from the beach to the lobby. The restaurants are kind of scattered. The whole property is scattered. It's one of the biggest properties, if not the biggest property I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, contrast that with Barcelo Bavaro Palace. It's actually impressively laid out. I didn't have a lot of great things to say about this property in my video, but one of the most amazing things I talked about was the layout. It is brilliant. All the restaurants are in one area. All the shopping is in one area. The pools are right next to the beach. The whole property flows very, very nicely. It's easy to navigate intuitively. You really don't have to look at a map. I was actually impressed that a property that large could be so easy to navigate. It is surprisingly efficient. So layout absolutely goes to Barcelo Bavaro Palace. But when it comes to luxury, there's really no comparison. Hard Rock is the winner in this category. Barcelo Bavaro Palace is going to have some luxurious components. Some of the restaurants were nice, especially the Italian restaurant. The lobby was pretty beautiful. The pools were great. So you are going to get a little bit of a luxury feel at Barcelo Bavaro Palace, but you're going to get much more of that feel when you stay at Hard Rock. These next two categories are perhaps the most important. That's why I saved them until the end. The next one is price and value. I always say this, price is what you pay, but value is what you get. How much do you get for your money? And I think that Barcelo Bavaro Palace is one of the best values in Punta Cana. Now, even though the beach wasn't my favorite and the food was absolutely terrible, you get a lot for your money when you stay there. You get to stay in one of the best areas in Punta Cana. You get a decent room, you get a great pool, and you get a semi-luxurious experience. You are going to get more luxury and better food and a better beach at Hard Rock, but you're going to pay twice the price. And I don't really think you get double your money when you stay at Hard Rock. You're going to get a better experience, but are you going to get an experience that's twice as good? I'm not necessarily sure about that. So I'm going to give price and value to Barcelo Bavaro Palace. And lastly, experience. Which hotel is going to leave you with the best impression? Which hotel will you go back to? Which hotel is going to leave you with lifelong memories? And this one is pretty easily Hard Rock. And although it might not be double the fun as Barcelo Bavaro Palace, and it is more expensive, it's definitely going to be more fun and the better cohesive experience. It's certainly the hotel you're going to go back to. Barcelo Bavaro Palace, I think, is a great introductory hotel. It's a good starter hotel. It's a great value hotel. But when it comes to creating memories and having a unique Punta Cana experience, this category definitely goes to Hard Rock.